I didn't wear my TTG shirt today, and Brian, give me your shirt. No.
Okay, but you're not going to
Should
be
we
happy.
recenter? Are we good? Are you okay with it?
I'm crotchety old man Flaherty.
That's true. Yeah. You're not okay with any of this.
I'm not okay with any of this. And I would have gotten away with it too.
If it wasn't for you meddling.
Right.
kids. A lot of guys trying to get away with crimes at abandoned places on that show.
I was just thinking,
Right?
you know what I'm going to do?
Every time I went to a ghost town, I was like, he's getting away with stuff.
What, are you already buffering?
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I haven't voted up.
I'm going to come in on Monday.
It's
I'm
already
going
not working.
to get some
great.
mascara and like put it on my mustache so it looks really, really big. And you're going to go like, wow, what happened to your mustache over the weekend?
All right, we're good now.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Hey, Doug Seidlitz is here, and he just bought the gold Sunday driver. It's all boxed up and ready to go.
Yeah, with the pickups that I wound.
Nice.
That's right.
You're welcome, Doug.
It's cool. And we're building him a Challenger. That's super cool.
Cool.
What thing do you have that I don't like? I want you to know something. I hate rock and roll, and I want you to not rock.
Mm-hmm. What band most represents rock and roll to you?
That's right. Kiss.
Kiss.
And I want to stop rocking. I want you to not rock.
This weekend, we're asking everybody to bring their Kiss records here, and we'll destroy them.
That's right.
For you.
Because I don't want you to rock.
That's right.
Okay. This is the part that I'm playing for the rest of the time. I'm on.
Okay, good.
Not rocking.
All right.
Okay.
So the guitars that we're revealing today are these two guitars here, and these are things that I built.
And I hate them.
This last year. Yeah. All on my own. Matt had nothing to do with them other than say, why are you building those?
And I was complaining the whole time too.
Probably, yeah. I actually started them while you were out of town. But the backstory of these guitars is when we did the $400 guitar challenge, I built two of these for that. And it was interesting because Matt came up with a guitar, and kind of through the combination of both those guitars, we ended up with the Icon. There's a little bit of each of those guitars in the Icon. And we took them to the contest, and I had mine, and it immediately sold to Devin Riddle. And I got to play that guitar.
Who I also hate.
Yeah. I don't hate Devin. I like Devin a lot. Matt completely hates him.
And I want him to stop rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Matt hates everybody.
And I Devin is coming out in a couple weeks. And when I told Matt said, well, I'm leaving town.
That's right.
But anyway, so Devin bought my guitar from me, and I got to spend, 15 or 20 minutes playing that guitar. And it was like, well, I kind of want to play that guitar. So I ended up building two more, because if you're going to build one, you might as well build two.
So before we go any further, Chris, lots of people here are hanging out, and hi everybody. Sorry about our
thing yesterday.
Yeah, technical difficulties yesterday. And Clizd says that he's been watching. This person says they've been working their way through a bunch of the content, having a great time, and I feel like the Challenger might be my next guitar after I finish my current cycle. Well, I hope that the Challenger is your next guitar.
I do too.
Okay.
So anyway, these guitars are based on Harmony guitars, which when I was a kid were always in the Sears catalog.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, because I knew I didn't have money for the good Sears guitar, but I might have money for the cheap Sears guitar. And honestly, I didn't have money for the cheap one either.
Well, lay it out. What
I loved looking at these guitars. And then our friend Jam Jimmy ended up with one like this, very much like this one, same colors, a couple years ago. And I was like, I think it'd be kind of fun to build these, but use better stuff.
So that was your whole idea behind behind that. Oh, and by the way, I'm still mad.
Yeah, you can still be mad.
I'm still very, very angry.
So instead of using poplar, these are actually all maple, maple top, maple back, maple sides. rosewood fingerboard.
These are built basically like they were back in those days, or
As far as construction,
yeah. Pretty close?
Similarly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are a little more modern on the build, but still hollow. Hollow here, has a block for the tailpiece. Has a neck that you might actually want to play. This is a thin C.
What were the next like? Hey, Bob Potter, keeping it ad free. Oh, that's the other thing. Sorry, Bob. This video is not ad free because I want to have ads and I want you to stop rocking. It's a whole character. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
So one of the other funny things about all that early harmony stuff was the neck was wide here.
Okay.
And not much wider here.
So the strings
almost were falling off the edge. And they had really, really narrow bridges.
Okay.
This has a standard Tune-O-Matic bridge.
That's cool.
Plays like a standard guitar. 1 5/8 here, about 81 thickness there, 85, 89, something like that. I forget what it is. Okay. But anyway, much more playable guitar than those old ones. Also, parts aren't falling off. Binding's not cracking, and
well, that was the real thing on Jim's. We actually had
the neck binding was all blown up.
Yeah. We replaced a patch of it or a bunch of it or something.
Yeah. So so maple top, maple. Hipshot tuners, our favorite. Open gear, pearl buttons.
It's funny because from back here, I'm like, why didn't you put good tuners on it? But because all it looked like was I could just see this. So. And it looked like it was one of those like bar. Yeah. Hey, Dastardly Dave says no more rockin', and Brian did nothing too. Brian did nothing to stop Chris
Colorado, USA. This is number 4. The other one's number 3.
Okay.
What else can I tell you about it? 1 pickup, gold foil, reproduction, volume tone, 3-way switch. The 3-way switch is interesting. There's one position that's just volume, no tone. There's one position that is volume and tone, so you can preset the tone to something different and switch between those two. And then the third position is a resistor.
Paul says classic catalog look, TTG playability. I think that's a great way to sum this up.
That's basically the way it worked. It's like these guitars are kind of fun, except the old ones and they're old. They've all fallen apart. So.
And Brian says, "What a dick." Is that my best Spicoli voice? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Goofy 3-bolt construction, just like the original ones. And Heritage and they make new harmonies, but I think they've taken all the things that make harmony guitars quirky and fun. I think they took all of that out, and this has modern playability, but still has some of that quirky stuff. The gold foil, the weird 3-way switch, the trapeze tailpiece, but it's got a better bridge on it that actually isn't made of wood and adjusts.
So a couple of
truss rod that a lot of these didn't have.
Couple of things. Okay. Greg B, who we have not seen in far too long, says Novak pickup.
No.
Okay. We're going to get to other
gold
kind
foil
of pickup.
Copy.
Okay. Lefty wants to know if you brought pizza for everyone, Brian. Searching for Tone says, "Oh no, I joined and we get buffering." But I think he says no, it's better. Okay, good. Sorry that the buffering thing happens. And Stringwood Guitars says that he wasn't informed of the live stream. Joy says she gets stuff at like 11 o'clock sometimes, and it's like
Yeah, I think you have to click the button. You can't just click it once and think you're always going to be, because I don't get stuff anymore.
Okay.
Luckily, I have an in, and I know when these.
Luckily.
Yeah, so this is the other one. Same identical guitar, same wood, same construction.
That one has some cool figure.
Yeah, so this one's got, the other one did too. I should probably hold it up closer. Okay. So they had a model called the H47, which is the Sunburst one. They had the H48, which is this. and it had some black binding and
Yeah,
and
it's cool.
tort and all that kind of
Butch
stuff.
Landry says, I'm proud of Chris for his do it my way attitude.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, la la. Well, you and Butch are gonna gang up on me,
Yeah.
and I still don't want you to. I want to keep you guys from having fun and
That's
rocking
right.
out.
Yeah, yeah. And they're light and they're easy to carry and they're fun to play. Yeah. So
So
here they are.
lots of people want to know if they can get it with a bridge pickup, an EMG.
well, that would be an H49, and
Ooh.
no.
Okay.
I mean,
A lot of people are asking, Chris. Well, one guy.
the whole idea of this is, at least for me,
Uh-huh.
these catalog guitars weren't supposed to be your be all end all guitar.
Yeah.
And for me, if it was $10 extra, I wouldn't have been able to afford it because I couldn't afford the cheap one.
Ben
So-
says old man Flaherty seems kind of mean. Bring back the weird guy. Only after someone lights dog poop on my porch and I run out at night in my slippers and stomp it out. Hey, kids.
So anyway, what else
Oh,
can
and
I say
Ben,
about
get
this?
off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Hey, I'm old man Flaherty. You're supposed to be the guy who likes to rock.
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
I'll do what I want. Yeah. So, fun thing that happened with these.
Fun fact.
So, the Owens brothers name, I started thinking about, Matt didn't want Texas Toast on these guitars.
Because I want to stop you from having fun.
That's right. Yeah. So I had to come up with a new name, and I started thinking about, well, I can't put Harmony on there, but I could come up with something. Who sold these guitars? Besides big stores. Well, hardware stores sold guitars. They brought in guitars, had companies like Kay and Harmony and whoever else make them guitars, and then they private labeled that stuff. So I came up with a hardware store called Owens Brothers.
It's a good one too. Now, are you getting buffering, Brian? There's
I'm not.
Brian says he's not. Okay.
It's a Greek family here in Denver,
Okay.
and they had 3 hardware stores.
Count them, 3.
Yeah, they were Owenopoulos Brothers, but they shortened it to Owens Brothers.
It's a good thing to do.
And their sons, Peter and Petrov, or Peter and I forget the other guy's name. Anyway, they had dreams of being rock and roll stars, and they talked their dad and uncles into bringing in some guitars, and these are those guitars. These are reproductions of those guitars. And I also thought that it would be fun to come up with an Owens Brothers ad.
Okay.
From the newspaper.
Wow, look at that.
This is the Owens Brothers hardware ad from here in Denver in 1960. 59 or 1960 quality at 59 prices. And our good friend SS did this for me. I actually found a Montgomery Ward's ad from Colorado here in Denver and sent it to him. And I said, could you do something like this? And the guitar was center and this and that. And he said, yeah, I sure can. So I sent him a picture of the original, one of the original guitars, and he came up with this. And this thing is hilarious. There is so much funny stuff. And one of the best things is right here, Bry's Beefy Boy. And that is our good friend Brian, apparently had a lunch counter at the Owens Brothers hardware locations and tried to rip people off on double burgers for 45 cents in 1960. And it wasn't expensive, but I think it was good.
Look, there are 3 locations to serve you.
They are. And the funny thing is, so the phone numbers there are actually real phone numbers from people named Owens.
Wow.
In 1960.
But not in Colorado.
No, in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Those
are real Denver phone numbers in 1960 from people named Owens.
I can't tell you how disappointed I am with everyone having fun with this.
Yeah. So anyway, you get this. If you buy one of these guitars, and here's the deal. The first one.
Remember, I want you to not have fun.
Correct.
Okay.
I only want to sell one of these guitars. I don't care which one it is.
Okay.
The first one that sells, I'll keep the other one. The first one that sells gets this. We'll pull the other one off.
Okay.
Unless they both sell right now.
Okay. So you can buy them right now.
You can. They're on the website.
Oh,
buy them now.
I forgot to put a link in the thing.
That's okay.
Texas
Go
Toast
to
Guitars.
Texas Toast Guitars. You guys know where it is.
It's Texas Toast Guitars. You don't have to say www. All right, go to www.texastoastguitars.com.
How many W's? Yeah. So anyway,
And you can buy the guitars, or you can buy one or both, or
if you're gonna hate this,
I already hate it.
If both of them sell, I have to make another one. And if I make one, I have to make two. And that's another one that I have to sell. This whole thing could just keep repeating itself over and over and over again.
This smacks.
It's a conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy to start Owens Brothers as its own thing.
You kids and your Glenn Campbell and your disco dances. I don't want any of that
I
stuff.
really like the Glenn Campbell reference.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, your Glenn Campbell and your Boogie's music.
Yeah.
I hate those Boogie brothers.
Remember, I want you to stop rocking. Old man Flaherty wants you to
having
stop
fun.
having fun.
Just go mow the lawn one more time.
Just get a job and cut your hair.
Cut your hair.
Chris, you're getting a little shaggy there.
I am. I'm going to go in Sunday if I can. We have
Are you really?
class in 2 more weeks. The 2 more weeks?
The 2 more weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have class. So anyway, there you go. Friday reveal.
Ben says that he checked the website, starting to think that ad is not real. It certainly looks real.
Well, I mean, they're not.
Oh.
You know, vintage guitars are expensive now, and yeah, I mean that guitar sold for $39 when it was new. Doesn't sell for that anymore, baby.
Richard Ryan says TTG doing their duty to stop making guitars not fun anymore. So, Richard, do you remember? I think we've actually talked about this. Like one of the brilliant things that Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley and everybody in KISS did was convince kids who listened to KISS that their parents did not want them to listen to KISS. And that your parents hate rock and they want you to not rock. Yes, they were
Rock, but I don't want my.
right. That's right.
Yeah. So
my old man Flaherty does not like anything rock and roll.
do you even like music?
No.
What do you like? Sound of wheat rustling
If
in
that,
the breeze?
yeah. I like it quiet.
Yeah. Turn down those trees. Turn down that wheat. Yeah.
There was
That cow moves one more time. He's going under.
in my neighborhood, old man Stoltenberg was the guy who probably didn't want you to like rock.
He was probably our age too.
No. This was in my current neighborhood right now.
Oh,
I think old man Stoltenberg is sadly gone, but he had like this thing on his lawn that was like a rock that had engraved the Stoltenbergs. And so I'm like old man Stoltenberg has got, I gotta like go and like light a brick of black cats on his porch and run. And then Joy would be like, "What are you? Nothing." That would be my,
yeah.
as I
We
run
saw
into the house.
We saw some kids come by here. We thought we,
Was Stoltenberg related to Hank Hill?
I don't know.
videotape
I don't
it.
know.
Yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
any questions? Any comments?
It is reverse psychology. That'll never work. Yeah, so you guys can go and you can check these guitars out right now. Are they fun?
They are fun, actually.
That's
yeah.
why I hate them.
Yeah, they are
I
fun
hate
to
fun.
play. Yeah, I mean they're light and
What do you reckon they weigh in at?
5.5, 5 3/4.
Yeah, as I recall, they were.
Yeah, I mean
were
they're all
really
maple,
light.
but they're
All
not heavy.
hollow,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're also all hollow,
Hollowed out.
and they're fairly small. So
Yeah.
but they're fun guitars to play, and they look great on the wall. You know, they look way better than a blown up original. So
Yeah, man, nice.
yeah.
I think they're cool. Are these Bakelite?
No,
Dawgs?
those are reproductions,
Repro?
but these are actually real. These might be Bakelite.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Mhm. Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
All right, and Hurdy Gurdy says he just got interrupted by an ad for ED. Well,
You know,
the shoe
I think-
fits.
I think you've been looking at that. Yeah.
Somebody asked what the gear shifts are for.
The gear shift.
First
There.
gear, second
So it's three
gear.
it's three
Oh, it goes
positions.
this way, sorry.
Yeah, one of them is volume, no tone. The other one includes the tone in the circuit, and the third one is a capacitor that cuts bass. Sort of works.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, just come up with a sound and play it.
Yeah, rock out.
That's what Jack White would have done.
Oh, dude.
Hall of Fame member of the White Stripes.
I'm gonna be eyes one of these, and I have to, yeah. Jim White wants one of those guitars.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, all right. Well, I guess it's buffering and it's time to go home. So
All
we'll
right,
see you
good.
guys on Sunday and have a great weekend, everybody. I can't hit the button.
What's up with this buffering shit?